Hi there, Luke here, and welcome back to my Metaphor ReFantazio playthrough. We just went to the bulletin board here and are taking on a quest to take down some sort of bandit, I guess, is what you would call this person, a kidnapper. And the reason we're doing that is so that we can join the tournament for the throne and get close enough to Luis so that we can steal the curse formula. In doing so, we are also trying to increase our healer rank so that we can complete Moore's quest as well, and hopefully rank up with more. There's also a couple other things that we need to do. First and foremost, we got access to a shop. Oh, wait, hold on. We haven't accepted the request. So we need to go do this. After this, though, to finish my thought real quick, we have to go check out the Magic Igniter shop. And on top of that, we need to... Oh, hold on. Sorry, that was on auto. My bad. On top of that, we also need to check out the merchant archetype because we gained that archetype last time and I didn't really get to look at what it actually does. So we need to go into academia and do that. Okay. Oh, what's a whippersnapper like you doing here? Don't tell me you're actually thinking of participating in the tournament for the throne. Oh, the audacity of youth. That's rich. A mere fledgling with no history or experience to speak of as king? The idea makes me sick to my stomach.
No, thank you.
The ideal leader of this country is a dignified man of great age, one with years of experience, and yet upstart school children like you and Luis dare to... Hardly matters. You won't be able to fight much longer, so struggle as you like. I'd be happy to give the eulogy at your funeral. I suppose he's a candidate too.
What to do.
Okay. Wait. Oh boy, I thought that's what I was doing.
What to
Hey.
do.
Hymes May, that's who it is. Head to Martyra. You can probably get more information there.
Let's focus.
Let's call it.
Wow, did that say 100,000? Ooh, boy. Okay, we got the contract. Awesome.
No registration issues, I trust?
No, indeed. And we found ourselves a perfect target.
Fine work.
Stroll.
See? She's convinced. Nothing to worry about. Don't worry about it. I'll prepare a map of the surrounding areas as well. But never mind that. Have you found us a kingly carriage?
Well, I have made some arrangements. How best to put it? The vessel itself is without peer. Supposedly, it will come to us on the day of the opening ceremony.
You don't sound too sure about that.
It's gonna be really bad, isn't it?
No, I'm certain. All I mean to say is, well, you shall soon see for yourself.
Well, under the circumstances, I'll take what we can get. And setting that up in a day. Not so bad having a knight on our side.
You needn't speak so. In truth, I've just resigned from the Knight's Order.
Oh.
Though 'tis only my bond of service I relinquish, not my title. We will shortly be seeking Luis's esteem. Should it come to light that I am a knight in active service, it may jeopardize our efforts.
Still, you didn't hesitate to leave. I can tell you're serious about this.
'Twas not an abrupt parting. I've come to doubt the Order since returning to find them serving the Santifex and not the Royals. Those who refused the Church's rule were cast out for their defiance. I only hope those fallen knights found useful employ elsewhere.
Sounds like you've been through a lot too.
Well, in any case, we can focus on our bounty contract now. Let's make sure we get some proper rest tonight.
Are we not going to have time? We might not have time to actually go to the shop.
Let's rest.
Stay inside. No, I want to go see more. Oh, no. Okay. Well, I guess we'll have to do some of this later. I don't know why I keep going back here. I keep wanting to check if something is back here, I guess. Let's talk to Fabienne.
Don't push yourself too much.
Tomorrow you depart. Maria will assuredly miss you dearly, so please come back and say hello when you can, even if it's only every once in a while.
Now then.
Our preparations seem to be proceeding without issue. Well, apart from one massive, overtuned uncertainty. Never mind. Forgive me my mutterings. Just please do not be surprised, no matter what we're presented with. To go over here to talk to Stroll.
Hey.
I asked Fabienne for a map of... that name is gonna mess me up. Martyra. And she gave me the one from Grius's personal effects. It covers all the main roads. We may have found one in town, but a military map always has more details. Yeah. Fabienne continues to be our anchor. To pay her back, let's achieve our goals.
Fancy a bit?
Can you give me information about the dude that we're trying to... Okay, we already got that. Ox Demon of Belega Corridor. Wait, that's the one that we already took out. Right? That's got to be the Minotaur thing that I've been talking about. The Ox Demon. Grand Cathedral status. I don't think we need that either. Ingredients. Could be interesting. Secret of the Red Grass Shop. Huh. Interesting. I don't think we need any of that. Let's go to bed. Actually, can we... No, we can't actually... Hold on, what did that say? I wonder if something's wrong. Uh-oh. Yeah, hopefully not. Can we go to Hulkenberg's room? Let's go to bed. Nothing else I can do.
Good night.
We'll have to go to Academia whenever we can and check out the shop. If we get the chance. Which I doubt we will. Oh, hey, Maria. What's wrong?
What's wrong?
Well, you're all leaving tomorrow, right? I'll be cheering for you. So I just... Oh no. I promised Miss Fabienne I wouldn't cry.
I won't tell her.
It's all right. I won't tell her.
Papa was trying to stop a bad man, you said. And that's what you're all doing too, isn't it? Please come back home safe. I'll be waiting here as long as it takes.
It's a promise.
All right. Promise? The next time I see you again. Can you tell me more about the outside world?
This one's important.
Promising returns. Maria is waiting for us to return home and regale her with tales of the strange and distant places we visit. Nice. Okay.
I never got a chance to say this to Papa. So, thank you. I'll go to bed now.
Captain, may I have a moment?
Good night.
Ooh. Hulkenberg's in my room without permission. This doesn't seem
I
fair.
was hoping for a chance to speak before we set out. Since our meeting, I've done nothing but impose on you. Now, you risk your very life for this cause. 'Tis no easy burden. It pains me to see. When I think of how this may yet save His Highness, I lose sight of all else. Such disregard ill becomes me.
That's putting it mildly. You truly are devoted to
You
him.
truly are devoted to him, aren't you?
I suppose I am at that. A guiding oath of 12 years is not easily cast aside. But that book, we met once before, on a carriage bound for the capital. Do you recall?
When you got me thrown out. I do.
Now that you mention it, I do.
My apologies. I thought only to minimize casualties, one way or another. So, 'tis a novel envisioning an ideal world. Curious to see a utopian novel these days. I'd thought them long since banned.
Damn.
You needn't worry. I've no intention of taking it from you. I've sometimes wondered why such books were forbidden. Rumors say the Sanctists objected to their contents. Yet I wonder, how could a simple book have possibly stung them so? Do you mind if I read a passage or two?
Makes sense. I mean, faith is often taking the route of ruling through fear. It's a lot easier to rule people if they fear you.
So it is a fiction written as if a personal account. This chapter seems to concern the system by which the nation's leader is decided. In this country, one cannot become even a statesman, much less sovereign, without the consent of the people. Those who aspire to statecraft must first solemnly swear before the people what they will do in service of their country. Should they earn title but break their word, they are denounced and stripped of power. Such is the authority of the people. In this way, it is the people who are the land's true king. Quite the opposite of our own country. Now I see why our upper echelons would abolish such texts. Had our lands embraced such accountability, perhaps His Royal Highness would not have suffered such a fate. No. As a knight, it's not my place to say. I must clear my head of these fantasies. In the end, clinging to a dream will do me no good. Oh, I suppose 'tis not so bad to dream now and then. It takes power to walk the path of our dearest hopes. Perhaps that is the purpose of this newfound strength. My dearest dream 'tis to save His Highness, even at the cost of my life. Nothing more.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Oh, cutscene.
Judah!
Lady Juna!
New character.
Faraway sky, blue and clear. Echo my wish, so that all may hear. One and all born to this land, as here we stand. Let us greet the rising dawn, hand in hand. Faraway sky so clear. Let my wish echo far beyond the
Wonder what tribe she is. So is this the Sanctus Church getting popularity? It does seem like it's the opening to their announcement, whatever it is.
Even I'm feeling the heat. Well, I suppose it's time to fan the flames. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome one and all to the inauguration of the Tournament for the Throne! For the first time, the crown is anyone's to claim, as long as the aspirants can complete 3 grueling challenges.
Wow, a Sanctus Crier! He's perfect for this!
Let's discuss the venues. We kick off in the west, in the Pearl of the Coast, the Principality of Oceania's harbour city capital, Port Brilehaven. There, they face their first challenge, the Exhibition of the Brave. Each contender must bring back the head of a monster, a mark of their prowess and courage. Next, our would-be monarchs head east. Upon the misty peaks, we arrive in the Principality of Montario's beautiful city of faith, Altaberry Heights. And finally, our heroes make their well-deserved return home to Grand Trad. But first, let's do introductions. It's time to meet those risking their lives for the crown. Closest to the throne, I know him, you know him. It's Sanctism's one and only 78th Sanctifex, His Eminence, Forden!
Victory to Sanctifex Forden!
I claim no great ambition, nor any heated calls to action. All I wish is to restore order for our people and to safeguard our land from the threats beyond. This chaos we face is but one of God's many trials. Let us restore our kingdom's glory together!
Moving right along, we come next to His Eminence's champion, the very spear in his hand, the warrior monk captain of the Crown Theocracy, Master Guido!
I come before you only in loyal service of His Eminence. I relinquish the throne to him gladly. But those who would seize the crown by force, I will teach you to fear God and to fear me!
So much for this being a fair competition. How many horses do the Sanctus have in this race? Still, it's not over by far. The Luis supporters won't take this lying down.
What cowardice, Crier! Where's Count Louise?
Yeah, because if one of the Sanctus Church members win, they can probably abdicate to Forden,
At this
right?
time, I can report that Count Luis has not applied to enter the tournament.
What? He's not even entering?
Then what becomes of us? Our entire purpose in this race was to get closer to him.
Don't worry. He's definitely paying attention. He's only in second as it is, so we can't afford to ignore this whole production. Sit tight. I'm sure he'll make a move soon.
All right. For those Count Luis supporters, you might want to meet our next entrant. A rising socialite, a man of ambition, godless and fearless, the brash young warrior serving Count Luis, Gladel, the Black Hound.
Him? So he was one of Luis's men.
The fallen king embraced Sanctism and all its holy tenets, and for what? He was nothing before Lord Luis. Look to the sky all you wish. No god can save you! What our country needs is power!
Well, it's not quite all the contenders, but let's get on with the introductions. The great liberal merchant, it's Roger Ward. By war, by conquest, by right, it's Rudolph Kraus. In it more for the gauntlet runners than the throne, it's Lena Caden. Sure to be popular by pledging free drinks for life, it's Loveless O'Shea.
It's like a hippie.
Uplifting the beautiful and deposing the hideous, it's Milo Maurizio.
Wow. If we lose this, I think the country has some even bigger problems.
Yeah.
Now, I do believe we have one final candidate. Do we have an Elden boy present? Come on, let's see a face.
Complete silence.
Elder? Disgraceful. Is this the only way you could think to distinguish yourself?
They hate us.
By the way, the ride you applied with still hasn't arrived. And if it doesn't show up by the time the noon bell rings, you're disqualified. All right?
Hey! What's going on?
That nitwit! What is he doing?
So, contestants, are you ready?
What? Blast, I say! Wait! Found your behave!
Oh. I think that's our vessel.
It's quick!
Wait, it's headed right for the...
It'll crash!
Whoa!
Great.
What the heck is that?
Wonderful. So much for a first impression.
What hell? Isn't she a marvel, chums?
You don't! You nearly brought down the cathedral!
Ooh.
Have a care, you buffoon. 'Twas bad enough when Luis did it the first time. That feckless, shameless old fool.
Not bad, kid. Guess you've got some interesting tricks up your sleeve after all. Right! I'd call that a full roster. Ladies and gentlemen, race across the land. Go! Prove yourself worthy and earn your crown. For the people, for the throne. Let the games begin!
We must take to the road.
Come on, come on!
So is a land runner different from a gauntlet runner? Is a gauntlet runner flying?
So fast! I gotta hold on to something or I'll get blown up!
Or maybe it does both. Maybe it does both land
It's
and
incredible.
air. Bye, Grand Trad. It's been real. I ended up standing out more than I expected. I've gained a lot of interest, but I only consider this part of my mission to aid the prince. Oh.
Just a sec.
Whoa, what's with this thing? Is this our carriage? Shall I just run her along the main road then? The others seem to be doing as much. You're just as crazy as this runner. I'll take that. I'll take the compliment, little lady. Now let's have some coordinates for a little test run. What is happening right now?
Let's see.
We want to go to a place called Martira, Old Castle Town, I think. Should be a way south. Oh wow, that is a long trip. Okay, Martira, Old Castle Town, a city on the main road between Grand Trad and Port Brialhaven. The old castle is looming over the city center in an incredible sight to behold. So can we just...
This place here.
Let's see. Let's see.
Oh, that's cool. They each have a description.
Let us hurry.
A small sand dune on the path to Martira. Given the vantage point it provides, it should be a safe resting point. The lee of a large boulder on the path to Martira, since it's hidden away out of sight, should be a safe place to rest.
Let's see.
A patch of grassy plain on the path to Martira, since it's hidden away out of sight. Okay.
This place here.
All right. Let's go ahead. Down to Martira, eh? Oh, on this craft's legs. Oh, I'd say that'll be at least 4 days, 3 nights, about.
Oh.
4 days and 3 nights? That's a great deal faster than a carriage. And surely the roads will be safer at that kind of speed. Bally good. Now cinch those breeches, chaps. Full steam ahead to Martira, Old Castle Town. This guy's awesome. I wonder if he'll actually be a party member or if he's just going to be our pilot.
This is amazing.
I don't know a thing about gauntlet runners, but even I can tell this is a hell of a craft.
Okay, based on that line, it seems like gauntlet runners and land runners are basically the same thing.
I can hardly believe she's ours to drive.
You're telling me, lad? Feels like ages since I've been out on the open road. This girl's been waiting long enough for her time to shine.
So this is what you used to talk with the driver? Convenient, that. Look, old fellow, are you really on our side? You realize we don't have funds to pay you.
Money? Ha! I'm not in this for the money, boy. What I want is a little gusto. What do you think, lad? Isn't this a rush?
It is at that.
Like riding the wind.
That's the ticket. It's been so long since I've had a good chinwag.
Brilliant, isn't it?
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You've a good head on your shoulders, boy. Yes, I can tell you're a sharp one. Where to, ladies? The world is our shellfish.
You certainly are a different person behind the wheel.
Hey, Hulkenberg! Can we get an explanation yet?
That man is Neurus. An Ishkia, if 'twas not obvious from the wings. And despite everything, he was heir to a noble house and personal machinist for the royal family.
What?
He's a master engineer, of course, positively peerless. But as you can see, the runners get him a bit excitable.
He really reminds me of that character from Spirited Away. The spider guy who works in the... I forget. Anyways. Let's watch this.
Neurus? Are you there?
Neurus.
I'm coming in. Even amidst all this commotion in town, I find you buried in your work.
Too much to do.
As always. To business, then. I must ask a favor. Would you be able to ready a carriage for me?
No new commissions. No time for them. Ask another right.
It is not a new one I require. Before His Highness disappeared, did you not accept a contract to build him a custom carriage? Without a formal owner, I reasoned that it must now lie unused. I was hoping I might borrow it a short while.
But, pish and tosh, woman. She is for royal use and naught else.
'Tis an unreasonable request, I know. But I'd not be asking without a grave need. Might I at least see it?
I mean, well,
'Twas specially made for His Highness, yes? Not a work you'd have sold off. Where lies it now?
I've deadlines to meet, dash it. Off with you now. Leave me be.
You've been acting stranger than usual. What ails you?
Whoa!
Good God. Is this a gauntlet runner? The very craft commissioned for His Highness the Prince? Even knowing His Highness was gone, still you toiled away. Oh, Neurus, you are an inspiration. Such nobility of purpose.
Yes. Right.
However, for a craft meant for the royal family, it is rather excessive, isn't it? Did you really build this vehicle exactly to their orders? You cannot mean...
Well, at first, certainly. I followed the blueprints exactly. But then His Highness died, and... well, I couldn't just let the old girl waste away. A masterpiece like her? Collecting dust in storage? No! Unacceptable! Unthinkable! I'm working toward a dream. And this poor old girl is going to help me see it through. And then, finally...
You imbecile! A lowly, brazen court engineer butchering His Highness's inheritance for a hobby! For this mania! You embezzled the royal treasury and disrespected his legacy! Treason!
Mercy, please! Look, take my head if you must, milady, but leave the Balliol runner alone.
Look, this runner... 'tis fully operational now, is it? Then I suggest you cooperate, for both our sakes. Finish your tinkering by tomorrow and bring it to the Grand Cathedral as soon as you can.
Eh? What's all this now? You play the proud soldier at me and then pluck it for your own schemes?
'Tis no scheme. I would use it for His Highness's sake.
For His Highness, eh? Hold a tick. Haven't you been looking for him? Wandering across God knows where last I heard? So if you're back now and now you want a gauntlet runner for His Highness? Is His Highness still alive? That's it! I've got you, haven't I?
'Twas His Highness who gave you refuge while you were only a heretical scholar condemned by the Sanctists. The time has come to repay His mercy.
Understood.
Is that enough? Can this old duck really handle an undercover operation?
I know what you're thinking, but 'tis at least true that he feels an undying debt of gratitude to the royal family.
Pish and tosh, boy. A little faith. Not to brag, but this old duck's craft might be the fastest gauntlet runner in the kingdom. Why, probably the world. I think. Maybe.
How encouraging.
All I want is to push this runner as far and as fast as she can go. Show her off to the world. And you? Well, I presume you'd rather work together than have to walk, eh?
I don't know about this, but I guess we'll just have to trust him. What do you think?
I think we can count on him.
I think we can count on him.
If you're sure, I suppose. We'll deal with it if we have to.
Either way, he knows the prince is alive, so we can't just leave him to his own devices. We're all in the same boat. Or runner, I guess.
You lot can handle the fighting, and I'll handle all the driving and greasework. Just make sure you've got a proper plan for all this mess now.
This guy's got no filter. But he has a point. We do need to talk strategy.
So, summing up. Our first trial is to slay a monster. We take its head as proof, then get it to the goal line before the deadline. The bigger the head, the better. Our destination is Port Brialhaven, the capital of the Western Principality of Oceania. It'd be a trek on foot, but this gauntlet runner should make it a snap.
So getting the bounty's head is our next move. And our target is a nefarious criminal who's been kidnapping and selling off children. Right?
A criminal? Did the task not specify a monster's head?
Don't worry, all part of the plan. We don't need to win this thing. We just need to get Luis's attention.
I mean, I get what Hulkenberg is saying, but anyone involved in child trafficking is definitely a monster.
Everyone's going to show
Right?
up with monster heads, and we shake things up with a felon.
Yeah.
A knight-turned-kidnapper at that.
Right.
Shows them we're there for justice.
But to deliberately violate the rules, we risk being disqualified entirely. Then again, 'tis just as likely to win the people's attention and thereby Luis's. I do understand the intent. What do you think of this plan?
It's perfect.
I think it's a perfect idea.
Makes sense, doesn't it? The bounty's Heisme, an ex-knight. I realize that's a little close to home, Hulkenberg, so if you'd rather hang back...
No. His title is precisely why I cannot let his atrocities stand. And yet, 'tis strange indeed that we are hunting a mere man when the trial demands a monster. Then again, our true aim is beyond the ambitions of any other aspirant. Our fate rests in this plan of yours, Stroll.
Thank you. I'll try to ensure your trust isn't misplaced.
then our course is set. Feel free to use anything in the Gauntlet Runner. Even got a bathing room if you could use a wash.
Good to know. We can always look around more thoroughly later.
Yes. You needn't tire yourself out before we arrive.
Well, I'm a tinkerer and not much else. All my fighting happens in the old workshop. But I'll take you wherever you're going for your sake and mine. After all, the wilds out there are no berry picnic. Oh, no. It's a den of wild beasts and savage scoundrels. And we'll not get past it without days on the road together. So, if you need anything besides a steady hand on the wheel, give me a hoot. Bound to find me in the cockpit or the engine room.
He's certainly an eccentric, but he doesn't seem like a bad person. We'll get used to him, I suppose.
Well, that answers my question. He's definitely not a party member. He's just our pilot. Driver, whatever you want to call him. Cool. The Gauntlet Runner has various areas for different activities, such as the strategy room, the lounge, and the kitchen. You can also visit Academia by finding more and interacting with him. Let's visit the engine room first. Take your time and have a look around on your way there.
Oh, yeah?
I've never been in a Gauntlet Runner. Kind of want to see what the engine room looks like. Okay, so this is kind of cool. We have our military strategy map. Giant vault. We cannot go up into the cockpit because it's currently in use. This is really cool. So we have a ladder, so we can go up to the deck if we want. That's the washroom. Pantry. Toilet. It's kind of funny that Gallica she could just fly through doors. Okay. So we can cook. This is so fun. I love this. I love all the neat little touches, like everything swaying, like the pots and pans. And okay, there's the engine room. Here's our bed pods. This is kind of cool. It reminds me of the Japanese hotel pods. What is this? The lounge? I think they said there was a lounge. Bookshelf. So we could... Oh, hold up. What was this? Shelf. Books are a mess. We should clean this up at some point. Okay, cool. I think it's really neat that we have this Gauntlet Runner, because this is a lot more extravagant than I was expecting. I was expecting something just totally trashy. Okay, so there's a washing machine. There's the engine.
This?
It's the heart.
Hello?
First time on a Gauntlet Runner, eh? Whoa, that scared me. Looks like that pipe's in here too. Called a runner phone. There's one in every room. Now, I believe I heard you speculating on the old girl's inner workings. Gauntlet runners use magla crystals to fuel the run, you see. Used to be you'd take your life in your hands when you traveled the wilds. Then, thanks to the kingdom's greatest minds, the Gauntlet Runner was born. The runner's actual legs are based on the colossal beasts, made for zero momentum loss, even on the roughest terrain. Among other things, I've modified this craft with a bit more zip and speed. Another step closer to my dream. What dream? Long story, my girl. Best told to captivate to a captive audience with no plans for the next few days and nights. Never mind then. Maybe some other time. Anyway, still plenty about the old girl that's a work in progress. But by the time I'm done, she'll have some new tricks. You just watch. It'll be sunset before long, so start thinking about bedding down for the night. Can't run in the dark, and the old girl needs her rest as much as we do. Okay, Gauntlet Runner activities. You will continue toward your destination while spending time on the Gauntlet Runner. Utilize its facilities to obtain items, raise abilities, or do other things you wouldn't be able to do in town. Try using the kitchen, reading books on the bookshelf, or using the washing machine. More activities will become available over time. You can also spend your time with your allies while traveling, which may help to improve your virtues. At the end of the day, the choice is yours. This is cool. We can... Oh, it's an igniter? Oh, I suppose... Wow. That's pretty crazy. Large igniter. This is so fun. Oh, there he is. Hey, Moore.
Now, where was I?
Let's go to Academia. We actually have two things. I need to check out the merchant, and we also need to...
Acquired a new archetype.
We also need to change some stuff up with our healer. It would indeed appear as though you've acquired a new archetype. I wholeheartedly encourage you to examine its abilities here.
Meow.
Do make yourself at home.
Okay. So, let's see. We are going to go to skill. Oops. We are going to go to skill inheritance, and we are going to change this from heal to something else. Tarakaja wouldn't be bad, actually. Cyclo would also not be bad, because we could get some medium wind damage. But we already have wind damage with Stroll. Let's go ahead and add Tarakaja. And then we could always equip... Let's see here. We could always equip Stroll's trinket that gives him the wind magic to Dalen instead. Because Stroll already uses a decent amount of his MP with his melee attacks as well. And he actually has a heal, a single target heal. So I think it would be better served sending that over to Dalen or maybe even Hulkenberg. For Hulkenberg, oh boy, I think we actually want to... I think we kind of want to get her training on this. Wow, her attack goes way down. But it would just be so nice to have something that isn't... that isn't just fire. Ice and electric abilities would be really nice to have. Let's do it. Oh boy, this feels like a bad decision. Okay. I'm a bit concerned, but we're gonna go ahead and do this. Oh wait, hold on. I need to look at the merchant. Let's check these out. That's actually a really cool model. It's so weird. I love all the gold on the inside. That's pretty great. Anyways, so alchemy. Hero passive. Chance of winning a small sum of money each time an enemy is stunned or defeated in overworld combat. Gold attack. Deals weak physical almighty damage to one enemy. High critical rate. So, assuming this is functioning the same way that it works in Persona, almighty damage, and I'm sure it probably works the same way in SMT. Almighty damage, I believe, has no resistances. So you can't be resistant to almighty damage. I don't think anybody is weak to it either. I could be wrong, though. I could definitely be wrong. But I am almost certain the reason why it's almighty is because you can't be resistant or nullify it or repel it. But I don't know. Maybe it's just another type of attack. Lucky find. Okay, finding items. Yeah, okay. So we have this sort of support character who's gonna just get us more money, basically. Money and items. And you can steal mag. That's actually kind of cool. Oh, increases the effects of consumables. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. I like that. We're not going to train him just yet, though. Train, I mean study. We aren't going to study him. Now for Hulkenberg, now that she's a mage, let's set a skill to inherit. I always forget that she had first aid. I don't think we need it right now, though. That could actually be really nice. Automatically increases the wielder's defense. That's pretty great as well. Increases defense by 10%. Ooh, yeah, this is just way better. 8,000 mag. That's fine.
I shall show you.
I have no other things to inherit that are really that interesting. I mean, I guess I could study more archetypes for Hulkenberg. But I don't know. I mean, I guess I could study Brawler. That wouldn't be that bad. We don't want her to be a merchant. We already have healer. Yeah, no, I think this is fine. Just give her the defense boost. All right. I think we're good.
Oh. You'll come again, won't you?
See you more. Such a weird name, More. Interesting that that's chained off. We have a bean bag. Bag of cotton. We have a broom so we can clean. We could check out his desk. Yeah, it's where he started to invent stuff. Small cabinet. Personal belongings. Sunglasses. I like the bunny ones, and the stars are pretty great too. Okay. Let's go ahead and go back up. I don't know if we should take a nap or if we should go ahead and do an activity. Probably an activity. Can we hang out with any of our followers? No. All right. For fear of being... for fear of setting off a chain of events that will be a long dialogue and make this video go over, we're going to go ahead and save. And we'll continue next time. There we go. So this is really cool. I know I've said that like 50 times ever since we got into the Gauntlet Runner. But the story is becoming really interesting, and I am so excited to see what was that city called? Wherever we're heading. It was called like Brineland or something. I'm really excited to see what that looks like. A nice change of scenery will be nice, and just very, very interesting to look at. Yeah, this is cool. But we're going to have to see what is in store for us next time. Okay. Until then, bye for now.